Were you always afraid of the notion that people have already been carrying about Ritu and Vijay? You know, she acts as Vadina in the film, in Yevade. So there always is a preconceived notion, right? So while casting, was there any of those fears for you, or
no, absolutely
it was very
not.
breezy?
No, I didn't have any such notion.
Right.
Also, these characters, I knew that after 5 minutes, people will forget that relation. Okay, so that is number one, after 5 minutes in the film.
Right.
Also, the thing is, I actually thought of it as an advantage that they already paired up as something else and now they're doing this. It will add up as some kind of a curiosity factor. I didn't know it will actually have a letdown.
Right.
Because she is a friend's girlfriend in that film.
Right.
And Nani leaves her away and goes away. So we have these two people who are left dejected. So okay, it's a film about these two people. Probably it's an interesting take on things. And that's why we also, even in the promos, we kind of put in Doodh Kashi Gaya, Anukokunda and stuff like that. We want to add to whatever little familiarity that we had.
Yeah, finally they have a, people are relating them to Pellichoopulu lead cast rather than the Doodh Kasi.
Right. Now eventually there's the promotions probably are heading out,
Right. So you already directed so many short films, and then when you took up this whole thing of getting into full-time direction, totally different ball game, right? Was there any fear, or were you ready for it?
See, that's what Ante, there was a lot of fear, as even last time when we met I was kind of almost going to faint and stuff, so I was like that. So I was actually very worried, but in fact the short film, however we finished the short film, that's how we did the feature film. There was no big difference. There's a big notion among a lot of people. I would like to kind of get on to this point that, they say it's a short film lane only or something. You see in the comments. So you can't really stop that. The thing is, a lot of people want to kind of use whatever little knowledge they have and try to comment about these kind of things. Short film lagundi ante, it's like a feature film, 2-hour film. The only thinking about low production quality. That's probably this thing. So that was a fear that I had, that people will comment like this and basically. Apart from that, I had no other qualms. I knew what I was doing. I knew the story is very simple. It was a 2-hour film. We have to make a 2-hour film. And whether it's a short film or a feature length film, the technicalities of how you're kind of executing this entire thing will be the same. So that confidence was there. Only issue was again distribution. Again, people have this notion like, why should I watch the film? Who's there in the film? All new people, why should I watch it? And there's this whole thing of supporting cinema and all that. At the end of the day, I just felt that, let me make a film which has a heart at the soul of it. And it's a good story. It's something that you would watch and, relate to. It's a simple story, and that's what I left it to. So I just went with my gut, and there was no big difference, short film ki, feature film ki.
So what was the biggest obstacle in the whole process?
The biggest obstacle was during distribution. So I didn't have, comparatively, I thought that there was some, like you compare your obstacles together. So now if I compare, all these obstacles are nothing compared to the distribution obstacle. Will this kind of work? Will people kind of accept the film? These are the kind of fears. And the short film, you just make a short film, you hit upload. But here you have to take a film and then package it, and then you have to show it to distributors and all that. So that was the biggest obstacle I mentioned.
So tell us more about Pellichoopulu. We loved the trailer and how romance happens over food and food trucks and everything. So how did this idea germinate?
So it was a simple idea. The whole thought of Pellichoopulu and marriage at this particular stage, because at least in my age group or whatever, now in our current generation, it is a very important conflict in our lives. Also, it is a very interesting thing. Somewhere down in your head, you're hoping to meet the dream guy or the dream girl who's going to kind of change your life and carry you in a horse or whatever. And then you're also scared that, what if that guy is a psycho, what if he judges me and stuff like that. All these are things that we deal with at this particular stage. So I feel that every guy and girl goes through this particular thing. What if they're in an awkward situation where they are, see now people date,
Right.
okay, but there's another traditional date that our parents organize, which is a Pellichoopulu. It still happens.
Yeah.
It's a weird concept for a lot of cultures, but we have it. It's existing in our society. It's coexisting with our entire thing. So imagine a modern couple who has a completely different outlook on life and dating and relationships, stuck in an environment which is traditional and rooted. Out of respect, out of carrying forward the tradition, they sit there. What interesting things can happen? That was a question that led to the story of Pellichoopulu.
Right.
And then everything convolutes into a huge mess and how the journey goes on.
Right.
That's the rest of the story.
Right.
So it was that simple question that kind of intrigued me.
Are you a foodie by yourself? And
I'm a huge foodie, as you can see, and also my friends as well. So the whole bunch of filmmakers.
So did you guys bond over food while shooting?
Yeah. We bond over food and drink while shooting, after shooting.
Right.
So we have a thing: eat, sleep, drink, shoot, repeat. So we have that thing. So I think it's a part of our thing. I think food brings people together. Ultimately, it's all about good time, good food, and good company.
Right.